All right, I'm very pleased to be joined with Catherine Edwards, the director of Mary Poppins Jr. Once again, thank you for coming down and chatting with us.
Thanks for having me.
It's been a year, but you know.
It has.
You're back here again.
It doesn't seem like a year, but I guess it has been a year.
Yeah, because directing does take up a lot of time. It definitely has that kind of, just feels like it's, not like forever, but.
It does. It goes by, in the initial part of it, it goes by a little bit slower. But then after Christmas, once you start getting into the new year, the last 6 weeks tend to be, it's like the downward spiral of like the roller coaster ride, I guess you could say.
Yeah, and now of course, as I mentioned, it's Mary Poppins Jr. this year. Yes. I guess talk about the show itself and the scale of it, because obviously last year you did Wizard of Oz. I guess compare the two, if any major differences in terms of production-wise.
Production-wise, I think the biggest difference this year is that there's actually a lot more stage tricks that you have to do. Some of the challenges that I've noticed this year is there's a lot of scene changes, a lot more than Wizard of Oz. You go from, there's the parlor scene where the main area is, and then there's the nursery, the kids' nursery. Then we jump to the park, and then we go to the bank, and then we go back to the house. We're up on the rooftop at one point with the chimney sweeps. So there's a lot of quick scene changes that need to be done. So I would say that's the biggest challenge that we've had this year.
Of course, with Junior, it's obviously a condensed show, but we were going to talk with Victoria in a little bit here, but a lot of the same songs are still in there, correct? A lot of us know.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of the songs that you recognize from the show. We've got, A Spoonful of Sugar, Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Don't ask me how to spell it. Actually, I probably could spell it, but don't ask me. And Feed the Birds is another one that's in the movie as well. And then there's some other ones that are not in the movie version that they have in the Broadway version.
I kind of want you to spell Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious now, but no, it's okay. I won't make you do that.
I probably could actually, but no.
No, I definitely would fail.
I'd have to go slowly.
No, we all would. Now, of course, you've done many plays, and I guess now that you've seen the growth of, how much of a growth have you seen of community theater here in Lloyd, support and the community support for these kinds of shows?
It's been really great. When we first started the program, we were pretty much the only program that was out there doing musical theater. And what's really exciting to see is now there's a lot more happening in the schools as well. The community itself has been really supportive of the program. It's grown by leaps and bounds since it started. I just think in general, society is starting to catch on to musicals, and there's a lot more movie musicals that are out there now. People are just familiar with doing that, and they see how much fun it can be too, not just to see on, or not just to be a part of, but to see on stage as well.
And of course, talk about the cast as well. We're going to chat with Victoria, like I mentioned later on in the show, but talk about the cast that you have. You have a lot of younger kids that have big roles this year, like with the Banks children, for example.
Yeah, we do. So we have the 4 main characters. We have Mary, Bert, and then Jane and Michael. And it's been really interesting this year because normally our younger kids don't have as big of a role in the productions. They're usually smaller parts, supporting roles. This year, Jane and Michael take center stage, and they're pretty much there in every scene. They've had a ton of lines to memorize, a ton of music to memorize, so they've really risen to the occasion, and they've kind of just taken it and ran with it. And then we also have the English accents as well that we've been working on too.
I'm excited to see that, but I'm also curious now. Now I know Mary Poppins in the movie, like she flies on the umbrella, descending down. Are we going to see that? Because I'm kind of curious. Do they actually have Victoria coming down on an umbrella?
No. we physically can't do it with the just because of what we have for restrictions for what we have for the stage, unfortunately. But we do have tricks that we use to replicate that.
Now, of course, the show is this coming weekend, so I guess just quickly mention dates, times, and also tickets as well are still available?
They are. So you can get tickets at the Vic Juba box office, so you can call online, 780-872-7400, or you can go on the website, www.vicjubatheater.ca. And the performance dates are Friday, March 13th, Saturday, March 14th, and Sunday, March 15th.
And just lastly, before we wrap up here, favorite song, quickly go.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's a hard one. The first one that popped into Actually, no, Step in Time.
Step in Time.
Yeah, I was going to say Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, but Step in Time, it's a really high energy song, and they're all really high energy, but that one is really fun to do and to watch.
It must be great to watch.
Yeah.
But Catherine, thank you so much for joining us.
Great.
Always
Thanks.
appreciate it. Mary Poppins Jr. this weekend. Go see it.
Thanks.